Tell me.
If we are to move with the current, then it would be just like boiling the ocean for the next king. But if we take the rule of law as our long-term strategy, it will be easy. Trust me.
Well, in that case, Lord Shang would be the pioneer of this system.
Your Majesty, if we can ensure that the law is followed in every aspect, then the state would govern itself. Even if we are ruled by mediocre kings, as long as the law remains unchanged, the state will continue its progress. Unless we have the misfortune of having traitorous court officials and an incompetent king at the same time who disregard the law, Qin will not crumble. And if by then, a great king sits on the throne and obtains the support of Qin's state, then the unification of the world will be within our reach. In that case, the rule of law is what makes a great king and a strong state.
Lord Shangyang, your foresight shall strengthen Qin for centuries. You've enlightened me. I bow my head to you.
I am very fortunate to execute these reforms with you.
We wouldn't have succeeded if I hadn't met you, Lord Shang. It was fate.
It was fate.
Lord Shang, in 20 years' time, we shall journey together. Cheers!
My lord. Now that the new law has been established, I must depart.
Lord Shang, it's about Ganlong.
Sit.
There's a rumor among the nobles that Ganlong is quite critical of those who have been making deals in secret. The upper class is complaining because of that. They sent letters to the Minister of Justice to express their regret. It's strange.
If that's true, we must give credit to him.
Credit? Don't you think Ganlong overstepped this time? That he isn't sincere?
The law judges behavior, not his intentions. You mustn't forget that.
But I don't believe he's worthy of our trust.
I think the senior Grand Master and military supervisor should praise the good deed and the initiative of the senior minister.
We must on the surface, but
just adhere to the law. We must always abide by it.
all right. The military supervisor and I will praise Ganlong.
We have a new problem again.
It appears that people are already bringing trouble and causing us problems.
This is the hardest part. These obstacles will keep us from moving forward.
We have seen this the past 20 years.
The new law clearly states that Qin shall have the kind of feudalism where the overlord cannot control its fief as well as its military. But you should see the people's petition. Look! They want a palace for Lord Shang, a stone statue of Lord Shang, to pay half the country's tax in state treasury, and to recruit new armored guards for Lord Shang! It's complete nonsense.
They are used to old traditions. I'm not surprised at all to see this. Right now, Shandong's 6 states are like this.
I overlooked this possibility.
You have even done things the king couldn't. My lord, you were not to blame.
Jingjan, I will go around the country.
But aren't you supposed to fetch Miss Bai?
I'll do that later. Shang Yu won't be a good example if things get worse.
Then I will go.
I am the Overlord. If I don't solve this now, even if it gets sorted out eventually, then problems like this will continue to arise.
Then I shall go with you. We can leave when you're done.
No. His Majesty is exhausted. You need to stay and help him. Listen. You can tell His Majesty about this only after I leave. I trust you.
You never abandon your duty. I can't argue with you.
It's not time to collect crops. Why is there a fleet of carts? Marshal,
Yes!
go there.
Yes! Yeah! 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 Halt! Whoa!
Who do you think you are? How dare you interrupt us?
Lord Shang is visiting! Why do you have these crops?
I'm a county official. I didn't know about the visit. I apologize.
Where are you taking these crops?
We're taking them to Heilinko village for disaster relief.
Heilinko? Is it a farming and military village in Shangyu?
It is.
It has been years since the last drought. What is this for?
It's not because of a disaster, Lord Shang. They are credit for helping with the reforms. We've been doing it for 2 years.
Tell me, how far is the village?
20 miles, through the mountain pass.
Marshal,
Yes!
bring my tally. Go to the county magistrate and ask him to come to Heilingo at once.
Yes!
Come, to the village.
Yeah! Yeah!
Your Majesty, Jingjiang is here.
Good day, Your Majesty.
You may rise. Is something wrong? I'm listening.
My lord, the issue about secret deals is solved. We have already settled the matter.
In the future, these matters should be reported to Lord Shang in official writing.
Lord Shang is visiting Shangyu County. That's why I'm here.
Did something happen in Shangyu? Tell me.
Oh, it's nothing. But he needs to resolve something himself.
Couldn't you make the trip instead?
Shangyu wanted a palace and a statue for Lord Shang. They also asked for higher taxes. Lord Shang wanted to stop it at once, to set a good example, and that's why he had to leave.
Is that so? No wonder the county governor wrote to me recently to request a transfer to Longxi.
Majesty, ever since He, Lord Shang has not had time to rest.
Jingjian. Now what do you think will become of Qin when Lord Shang finally retires one day?
Why do you ask, my lord? Is he going to retire?
Qin has already taken too much of his time. An extraordinary man like Lord Shang deserves a better life, traveling without worries, writing more of his books, sharing his knowledge, and shedding some light and spreading legalism in the world, facilitating and applying emerging trends. And yet, he chose to stay in this poverty-stricken state. He never left us for 20 years. He dedicated himself to Qin State and its people. Lord Shang must be tired. It's time for him to rest.
Majesty, Lord Shang has never thought of resigning from his post.
Jingzhen, do you think that he still has unfulfilled wishes in his life?
Majesty,
If you can't tell me, I will not insist on it.
Majesty, to be honest with you, Lord Shang was betrothed to a woman in Anyi, as they were about...
Who is she? What is her name?
She's from a wealthy family in Wei, Bai Shi.
Bai Gui's descendant? Bai Gui's descendant? Isn't he Master Bai?
Master Bai is Miss Bai in disguise.
Oh, well, I can't believe I didn't see that. That time, Lord Shang had also told me about a woman from Wei State. But they didn't marry each other, so I thought they were only friends. And that was it. Shortly after that, I met Master Bai at the Mohists. I thought he had delicate features. It crossed my mind that he was a woman. Now I understand. So Miss Bai is actually the wife of Lord Shang?
I learned later on that Miss Bai had left Ye Yang secretly just before the wedding. Later, she had a son. They live in Xiao Mountain on their own.
Does he know that Miss Bai and her son are on their own?
Yes,
When did he find out?
he has always known about it.
He knew about it all along for the past 10 years? Lord Shang, Lord Shang. You shouldn't have done this.
Majesty, will you give Lord Shang some time? It's for the best.
Jingzhen, write a letter to Xian. He needs to make sure that Miss Bai is protected. Don't let any mistakes happen.
Yes, my lord.
Oh, Ying Chuliang. How can you be so thoughtless?
Yeah. Whoa! My lord, that's Hailing Go. Lord Shang, the magistrate.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Lord Shang, I am the county magistrate.
We don't allow disaster relief. Can you explain this?
This was just a trivial matter, so I dealt with it myself.
How long have you done this? How much have you given?
We have sent them 13,000 in 3 years, but we didn't touch the army supply.
Did you ever think that maybe you were violating the law?
I just thought that it was an act of generosity. The law should be more considerate.
I see. We will find out what your generosity has done. Let's go. Here.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Who are you? You, what do you want? Huh? Oh.
Last time, I didn't have anything to do with it. Come on, just give me a drink.
Who is the village chief? Stand up.
This is the village chief, Lord Shan, Heiju.
Are you Heiju? Of the First Order?
Yes.
You have set a bad example. You've been gambling and drinking, leaving your land unattended because of the relief. You've become lazier. You would rather just live on that? It's pathetic. Can anyone explain what he has done? Who's going to answer for him?
My lord! Chief Heiju has just lost his son. The man just lost his son.
Heimao didn't die in the war. He died at the drilling ground.
He had no military title. His body was never found, and that drove the village chiefs to madness.
That's right. He was never the same again.
Stop at once! On your feet! Stand up! On your feet! The reason we have laws is to punish offenses and to encourage acts of benevolence. What you have done here has allowed sin to devour goodness. Your village chief, Heiju, is no longer himself and has become a burden to you, turning your prosperous village into a place of misery and poverty. It's unforgivable. Guards, arrest the chief. He will meet judgment. Quickly!
My wife. Oh, it's all right. Go home. My dear, oh, wake up. Please wake up. My dear, I'm begging you, please wake up. Open your eyes. I'm begging you. My wife. Please open your eyes. I'm begging you. Wake up. Open your eyes. My wife. We won't drink again. I'm deeply sorry for doing this to you. The people of Qin must always obey the law no matter what. Learn from the mistakes of Heiju. Heiju deserves to die. I apologize to all of you. Heiju deserves to die.
Stop him!
Don't do it!
Pardon me, Lord Shang. I'm the county governor, Chulizi.
Chulizi, what punishment should the magistrate get for violating the law?
He made a decision to violate the law. He deserves to die.
Oh, Governor! Governor! How dare you disown me?
You abused your power and broke the law. Those are the facts.
Since the Duke's reign, disaster relief has been part of the law. I was merely following it. Why is that a crime?
The rule now states the new law is above all, but you ignored it and chose to follow old conventions. Who told you to do this? The magistrate abused his power, setting a bad precedent. Justice will be served.
Yes! Qin's law is rubbish!
Come.
Wei Yang is barbaric! Wei Yang is barbaric!
Struggling.
Qin is going to crumble!
Come on now.
Wei Yang is barbaric!
The county governor Chulizi has failed in his duty. 1 year's salary will be deducted, and you will serve as magistrate.
I promise to obey the law faithfully and regain Shangyu's glory.
Official,
Yes.
take 100 soldiers to oversee the village, farming for 1 year. Until the harvest, villagers will only be allowed to hunt or fish for food. You'll have military titles once things improve.
As you wish, Lord Shang.
As for everyone, from today on, you shall do as our ancestors had done. Go to the mountains and hunt for your own food. On sowing day, you shall be given seeds according to the size of your fields, but you won't receive any form of relief. If you don't care about dignity, you're free to leave Qin. Qin has no need for insolent and cowardly people, so you cannot stay. But if you can restore Shangyu to its former glory, you'll be promoted to 1 rank. Dignity or shame, success or failure, no one else can make that decision for you. Because there is no one else who can save you but yourself. This village cannot be home to cowards.
Everybody, take your tools. We're going into the mountains.
Chulizi, why do you wish to live Shangyu and be assigned to Longxi?
Forgive me, my lord, but I can't be Shangyu's governor.
Why not?
Shangyu's now Lord Shang's fief. You're known throughout the state. You're like a god in Qin. Now that Shangyu is under your rule, the entire county considers it as a great honor. People are simple and honest. They treat the overlord as their leader. But they truly admire you, and they'll do anything to pledge their allegiance to you. If the law takes effect, in a place like this, problems would arise.
Be honest with me. Don't you know what I truly prefer? You think that is what I wanted? You were not like this before.
I've seen how determined you are to enforce the law, so I'm just concerned if you could still stay the same. Besides, you're highly respected that even our former king found it
I am
hard
not
to...
like the former king. I can rule this state according to the law. That will not change.
You truly are wise, my lord.
Greetings, Lord Shang.
Honorable lord, the magistrate, vice magistrate, and their constables, as well as the village chiefs of the Shangyu County. My lord Shang, please enlighten us.
According to the new law, fiefdoms still belong to the government. Shangyu County is still under the rule of the state, and all ministries will remain under Qin State's administration. And so, whether villages or county officials, anyone who hails and proclaims me as the overlord shall be deemed as a law violator. This must end at once. People of Shangyu shall not be paying taxes in my residence. It will all go to the treasury. No one in my residence has any right to control the fief. If anyone uses my name for wrongdoings, then the County Ministry of Justice must execute them. This is what the new law states.
Lord Shang refuses taxes. The people are glad. But banning praise may be unreasonable.
Because of Lord Shang's work, the reforms succeeded. Building you a statue only seems appropriate.
Lord Shang, please accept our humble token of appreciation.
I will say this just once. Ruling requires compassion and indifference. What does it mean? An established legal system must protect the people. Yet one should be indifferent to his own feelings. The state will reward and give credit to those who have shown merit. But building a stone statue in honor of someone who is a waste of time. Not to mention that some people only do it to curry favor with officials. It may look good, but it's deceitful. It's a detriment to the state and its citizens and officials. What you just told me is tantamount to currying personal favors. And if I hear it again, then you are going to be punished.
Lord Shang, your palace is almost finished. What do we do now? Please enlighten us.
Turn it into a library and a school for everyone.
There are statues of you everywhere. What of those, my lord?
Wrap them up in straw and dump them in the river. Demolish the temples. Return the bricks.
But my lord...
You couldn't let go of those Lantian jade?
Yes, they'll be thrown into Dan River. We'll demolish the temples. Lord Shang is a man of conviction. Shangyu County must not ignore the law. But you didn't believe me and insisted on going. So tell me, how do you all feel now, huh?
We have been enlightened today.
Now remember this. It will not be easy. We have to be faithful and respect the law.
We will remember.
Now get back to your posts.
Yes.
In 10 days, I'll be visiting the counties.
Yes.
Shang connects to Chu and Wei, and it's the foundation of Hangu and Wu passes. It's strategic.
My lord, I understand what you're thinking. You won't be providing Shangyu County any protection. However, you hope that Shangyu would become Qin's greatest county.
Is it too much?
No. Shangyu will soon become Qin's best county. Although my lord can be quite harsh and even uncompromising. People understand that at the end of the day, your strictness is simply for the good of everyone. And only then, Shangyu County becomes a law-abiding example. And a strong and powerful county will we live up to your expectations.
Lord Shang! Lord Shang, what perfect timing.
Jingjian, what's wrong?
Nothing. His Majesty sent me. I thought I would meet you here, so I could save the trip.
What are you trying to say? It must be urgent if he sent you.
Lord Shang, have you mentioned to him you plan to resign?
Yes, once.
He has thought about it. He also inquired about your wedding, so I had to tell him. It has been on his mind. This morning, he asked to see me. He wanted to give you... It's a letter.
Read it.
Oh. To Lord Shang. You have served Qin state for over 20 years. You reluctantly left the love of your life and chose to endure the pain. All because you wanted to ensure Qin's reform succeeded. However, now that it's complete, I accept your retirement. You may return to your family. My lord, His Majesty insists that, whether you retire or not, you will always be Lord Shang.
We must act accordingly. I shall retire when I come back from Shao Mountain.
You're free to do this anytime you want, but what matters is finding Miss Bai.
Ying Yu knew about this letter?
Oh, His Majesty has informed her. He wants you to go to Shao Mountain.
I see. I should go right away. It's time that I do.
I have prepared food and guards for you.
No. Take them back with you. I only need Jingnan. Jingnan! We're leaving.
Lord Shang. Lord Shang, it's a long trip. You can't just go like this. Take care, Lord Shang!
We are home!
Yes, Jingnan. Just past that mountain range. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Is that one of Lord Shang's writings again? Are they new?
Ho Ying sent them 2 days ago.
Didn't Lord Shang go to Shangyu County? He should pay us a visit soon.
Will you come in? Lately, my heart has been beating wildly for no reason.
That means Lord Shang is coming back. Sister Bai, now that the reform is done and the land is reclaimed, there are no more hindrances. Don't worry too much. Would you like to visit Shanyang? Or we can open Bai's merchant company again. It's going to help pass the time more quickly at least.
I don't like commerce. That's why I don't regret closing it. It's the truth.
You were even pregnant at the time. It's been years. But Bai's merchant company is still the same. Ho Ying and the others are impressive.
Yes. They're quite talented when it comes to trade matters. It's a shame that they couldn't stay with us forever.
Ziling is almost a grown man, and perhaps he'll even run the company soon.
You mean Ziling? He is too obsessed with archery.
Oh, I forgot about that. I need to check on him.
No, no need. He'll come back when he's hungry.
Mother! 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 Where have you been? Mother! Why are you filthy? Did you fall somewhere? Auntie, I need an iron bow. This one's too weak. Oh, you've really gotten stronger. What happened? Look. But this is made from mulberry wood. Aunt May, it's time to buy a new bow.
Ziling, did you pull too hard?
I was trying to shoot a mountain eagle, but my bow was weak, so the eagle flew away. In my anger, I smashed the bow on the ground, and that's how it broke.
So was it because the bow was weak? Or because of your weak arm? Let's find out. May, get the bow of Zhang Liang.
Mother, I'll go with Aunt May. Mother!
Ziling, this is from your grandparents. It's called Wang Bo. It has the strongest draw force.
Oh.
The arrow is called Bingshi, sharp enough to pierce 3 layers of armor. If you can pull it back to a 5th wide, then you can have it.
I can? Sister, since it's a test, we'll use a normal arrow. If we use a Bingshi arrow and we lose it, it'll be a shame.
A normal arrow isn't heavy enough. We won't know his strength. Let's see how far he can shoot it. I'd like to find out.
Yes, we should use a real one for the test.
Come, we shall test you outside.
Right. Come on.
Ziling, aim at the weather tree.
Mother, that's no match for this bow. I'm going to aim at the hump of Camel Mountain. Are you sure? Not even a general can shoot that far.
Ziling, if you can shoot it and get past the canyon, you pass the test.
All right. Now be sure to take aim.
Ziling, you did it! Ziling,
80%.
the Wang Bo is yours now.
Really? Well, Mother, I will catch a ringneck pheasant for you. Hey, you haven't eaten yet. I'll eat later.
You think he wants to be a merchant?
Ziling admires the military. Maybe he'll be a great general. Oh, Sister Bai, Ho Ying sent a letter 2 days ago. He said there are more hunters in Zhao Mountain now.
Zhao Mountain belongs to Qin State. People might have moved there.
I don't know, but I would rather be safe. We shouldn't let Jiling wander.
Tell him to be careful. If we don't let him go, he will get bored. Come.
I am a ranger. May I have some water?
Mountain Ranger, you may come in.
Oh, please come in. This way.
I apologize. I won't be here for long.
You are our guest. Would you like to come in?
No, thank you. The autumn sun is as warm as spring.
Yes. May? Will you bring some old wine for our visitor? Ranger, you may sit in the yard. Please help yourself. I'm going to drink tea.
I look rather deplorable. And I wouldn't want anyone to see my face.
We are born precisely this way. Don't be ashamed. And I don't mind at all. Take off your mask and drink your fill.
You are very kind. I apologize.
Please.
Mother!
清水清为水黄，是谁泛舟湖上？万骑女儿一抹香，挽不住西山追斜阳。
天苍苍地茫茫，是谁暗夜唱清腔？花旦跟着老生走，一般妩媚，一般悲凉。
当眼边关情儿上马匹战役，
今生无缘，今生别来生，老槐树下，还等你。
四海纵横奔不将，大风起云飞扬，四海纵横奔不将，悬崖勒马的是将，悬崖不勒马的是王，悬崖不勒